The following is a production of the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network. It's now time for Ottumwa Baseball. Heard right here on your news and information leader, 1240 AM and 102.7 FM, KBIZ. Now, let's get you to the field with the voice of the Ottumwa Bulldogs, Jason Van Arkel.
Ottumwa High Baseball is on the air. Good evening, everybody, from John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field in the city of Bridges. Jason Van Arkel reporting. Annie Argo, the on-site video producer. Kyle Smith, the radio producer, back at the KBIZ studios. It is the 2023 season opener for your Ottumwa Bulldogs as they face a top 10 team to open, Class 4A number 10, Indianola. Ottumwa last year 24-16. They won the final ever CIML Metro Conference Championship. Head coach John Yeager entering his 11th season. He's got a record of 225 wins, 155 losses. Last summer, Ottumwa both began and ended its season with a loss on the road at Indianola. In between, as we mentioned, the Bulldogs won the final ever CIML Metro Conference title before exiting in the first round of sub-state play. This season, they again start with Indianola, but this time at home. As is usually the case with John Yeager's teams, the Bulldogs' strength is in the pitching staff. Ace Tanner Shark led Class 4A as a junior with a 1.05 ERA. Javen Rominger held opponents to a 182 batting average as a sophomore. And future Iowa Hawkeye Tucker Long, just out of 8th grade last year, struck out 48 batters in only 31 2/3 innings pitched. Long is still only a freshman this season, so he's still under the strict pitch count limits for one more summer. And OHS will need some newer faces to step up on the mound to complement those top three starters. Offensively, the only major bats lost to graduation are Adam Greiner and his .381 batting average and Miles Sainer and his .395 on-base percentage. Shark and Carter Thompson are the top returning veterans in the batting order, but they'll be hoping to see improvement from the host of underclassmen who got their first taste of regular varsity action last year. As for the Indianola Indians, again, number 10 in Class 4A, they went 26-13 a year ago and reached the quarterfinals of the Class 4A state tournament. Their head coach is John Fitzpatrick. He's in his third season at Indianola, 56-24 with the Indians. Previously, he led Martinsdale St. Mary's to 7 state tournaments. Last year's sub-state tournament was considered wide open, and indeed it was Indianola as the 3 seed who got hot and won 3 in a row, advancing to state for the first time since 2010. The Indians were not a senior-filled team either, and they have enough players back to begin the season ranked. It all starts with Brady Blake for them, now a senior. He had 9 home runs and 31 RBI a year ago, and also went 8-3 on the mound with 60 strikeouts and 56 2/3 innings pitched. Blake and Jack Strong both had on-base percentages approaching .480 last summer, so they were on base nearly half the time. Indianola was not a great pitching staff last year. Even Blake had a 3.71 ERA. And while some younger pitchers had very good seasons for Indianola last year, those were largely in relief roles. Graduating seniors had 16 of their 39 starts last summer, so some of their returning pitchers will likely have to adjust to new and expanded pitching roles. It's an early preview of this season opening matchup between your Bulldogs and Indianola. Right now we'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back, talk about how we fared against the Indians last year. Hint, it didn't go well. And we'll talk about how Ottumwa is making its debut on the field as a member of the Iowa Alliance Conference. 2 minutes and we're back with the pregame show, continuing on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent: our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
Wondering what to have for lunch or supper? Stop in and see Mike and his team at Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse. Whether you want amazing Greek food, pasta, salads, sandwiches, fish, chicken, steak, or the best pizza in town, they have what you want. They are always open for carryout, and their full menu is available at mikespizzasteakhouse.com. Thank you, Southern Iowa, for making Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse your favorite restaurant and your favorite pizza place. Proud to support the Ottumwa Bulldogs.
Birthdays, ladies' night out, bachelor or bachelorette party, sports team, no matter what your special event or sport, at Graphics Masters, we can make you stand out. We offer custom apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, and more. We even make custom signage for your event. It's all here under one roof. We even offer auto detailing as well. Like Graphics Masters on Facebook to see some of our quality work, or stop into the shop located on Albee Road across from the BP. Graphics Masters, we print your words.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High Baseball on KBIZ and on the live video stream. The season opener here at Legion Memorial Field, John Hart Stadium. Bulldogs taking on Indianola. Now, last year, Ottumwa played Indianola 3 times. They had a season-opening doubleheader and then faced them in the first round of the playoffs, dropping all 3 games, including the sub-state opener 5-1 on July 8th of last year. We've already mentioned how the season ended there. Braylon Griffiths actually put Ottumwa ahead in that sub-state game in the second inning with an RBI double. That turned out to be Ottumwa's only hit all night. Indianola grabbed the lead in the third inning with a pair of runs and then just kept tacking on insurance tallies the rest of the night. The two teams have played each other a lot in the past decade, especially when Indianola was in the CIML Metro, and they've remained a favorite non-conference foe since the Indians went to the Little Hawkeye Conference. Going back to 2009, Indianola leads the series, but it's competitive, 18-13. Ottumwa's last win in this series came as part of a doubleheader split in 2021. Now, the Bulldog baseball team tonight makes its official debut as a member of the Iowa Alliance Conference. They'll be the next to last Ottumwa team to do so. Softball will play as Alliance members for the first time next Tuesday. Playing all the Des Moines public school teams will be as familiar as ever, but OHS this season will have road trips to Alliance North Division foes Ames, Fort Dodge, and Mason City. Marshalltown will come to Ottumwa this summer. Now, we've played Marshalltown a bunch, of course, in the past. The Bulldogs will not face Waterloo East in the initial Iowa Alliance campaign this summer, and that goes for both baseball and softball. Now, as Indianola comes into this matchup, and it's appropriate we get to this story just as they take the field for their pregame warm-up. Again, their head coach, John Fitzpatrick, in his 3rd season, took him to state last year. No one can question his credentials as a high school baseball coach. He's been to state 8 times now, once with Indianola, 7 with Martinsdale St. Mary's. He also spent the past school year as an interim elementary school principal in the Indianola district. They offered him that job permanently going forward, but on the condition that he resign from coaching after this summer, and he did accept the position. The baseball families of Indianola are not happy, and they made their feelings known to the Indianola School Board last month, asking them to find a way to let Fitzpatrick keep coaching. Now, from the outside looking in, we don't know the reasoning behind not having him coach anymore, and Fitzpatrick hasn't commented publicly. It's hard to guess what the final outcome might be, but just as a fan of baseball, and we've seen Indianola a bunch over the years, it'd be a shame to see the sport lose a coach who's obviously very good at what he does and has a group of kids who love playing for him. Indianola's not as much of a rival as they were when we were in the same conference with them, but we always enjoy taking on the Indians. John's been good to go talk to before games to get lineups and such, especially when we're on the road there. So don't know what the resolution will be. Don't even for sure know exactly what he wants to do, but would love to see him continuing to coach baseball. It's always good when good coaches stay in the game, especially at the high school level. All right, we're going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we return, we will have tonight's starting lineups on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people with goals, people who want to save more, people that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you, great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
Get the small-town charm with real-world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High Baseball season opener on KBIZ and on the live video stream. Bulldogs hosting Indianola here in the city of Bridges tonight. Time now for tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Indians. Leading off and playing left field, Noah Elcock. Batting second, the shortstop, Brady Blake. Bennett Brueck, the third baseman, hits third, and Jack Strong in right field bats cleanup. Andrew DeWall is the designated hitter. DeWall batting fifth, and he's batting in place of the first baseman, Caden Boyd. Batting sixth and catching, Ethan Grimsrud. The number 7 hitter is the second baseman, Gage Sin. Batting eighth and playing center field, Cooper Belt. And batting ninth is the pitcher, Luke Rockhold. Let's check the stats on Rockhold here real quick. I had them here, and now they've vanished from my screen, but we'll get them back here. Again, these are last year's stats. Rockhold last year as a sophomore had 10 games, 5 starts. He went 4-0 with 1 save and a 2.19 ERA. Those are the Indians. These are your Ottumwa Bulldogs. Leading off and catching, Dalton Dowd. Batting second, playing center field, Tanner Shark. The number 3 hitter is the shortstop, Carter Thompson. Batting fourth and playing first base, Jared Mitchell. Tucker Long will play second base and bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field, Braylon Griffiths. Matt Mitchell is the third baseman. Matt Mitchell batting seventh. Javen Rominger, the pitcher, will bat eighth. And batting ninth is the left fielder, Luke Reinhardt. Rominger, as a sophomore last year on the mound, made 8 appearances, all starts. He went 4-2 with an ERA of 2.82. So those are your starting lineups here for the season opener between your Ottumwa Bulldogs and the Indianola Indians. Scheduled for a 7 o'clock first pitch, but Indianola is still warming up. We can tell you that Ottumwa won the JV game tonight against Indianola 6-2. JV now 1-1. They lost a game yesterday, but came back and got the win tonight. A lot of changes here at John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field. A lot of upgrades and more to come. They now have a much nicer concession stand and restroom area over right by the gate. So it's on the other side of where it used to be, a brand new building over there. Got a new screen up. I certainly appreciate the view now because there's no more pole in the middle of it. Got an unobstructed view. We're going to have a new screen on the outer fences here by next week, I'm told. And more upgrades are coming, but field looks good. They got a fresh coat of paint on the bleachers, bright red, of course, for your Ottumwa Bulldogs. Good to be back here at Legion Memorial Field. Good to be getting into the summer season. Now, taking a quick look at the broadcast schedule going forward. On the air tonight, of course, for the season opener. We're back here Friday night And Ottumwa again will have a tough opponent. It'll be Southeast Polk, and this will be a doubleheader starting at 5:30 Friday night. Then on Monday, the Bulldog baseball team is at Oskaloosa, single game 7:30. That will be radio only, no video, because you are not allowed, no radio station is allowed, or no broadcaster is allowed to carry any visiting video at an Oskaloosa home game. That'll be Monday. And then on Tuesday, we get the softball season started, doubleheader at home versus Southeast Polk. Next Wednesday, week from tonight, baseball will be at Ames for a doubleheader. Thursday, it'll be softball hosting Hoover May 25th. And then Friday, May 26th, the Ottumwa for the third year in a row will play in a tournament at Waterloo. And we are fervently hoping that the weather will be warmer than 35 degrees and rainy like it was the first 2 years we went to Waterloo. Hopefully, third time will be the charm for the weather. All right, we see, if you're watching on the live video stream, you're seeing down on the field and home plate, Bulldog head coach John Yeager and Indianola head coach John Fitzpatrick meeting to exchange lineup cards with our umpires tonight. Ottumwa's got new pinstripe jerseys, white with red pinstripes, script lettering Bulldogs across the front with a flourish underneath, red numbers on the front and back. Pinstripe pants as well, red caps with the Ottumwa O. Indianola has purple jerseys with a big white stripe across the front and then purple lettering Indianola within that white stripe. They've got gold numbers on the back of their jerseys, gray pants for the Indians. The caps have a white front panel, the back panel is purple, and the brim is gold for the purple and gold and white of Indianola. Couldn't have asked for much better weather for the season opener. Lights are on here at John Hart Stadium, haven't taken full effect yet. 73 degrees will be our first pitch temperature. Light winds, an east wind at 9 miles an hour. That's nominally blowing in from right, but down here in the little bowl where the Legion Memorial Field sits with the highway beyond the center field fence, if you've got a wind under 10 miles an hour, it doesn't even really move the flag on the flagpole in center field. So not much wind at all, maybe just a little bit of a breeze to keep everybody comfortable, but the wind will not have an impact on the ball in flight tonight. I believe the dimensions have not changed here at Legion Memorial Field. 355 down each line, 370 to the alleys, 385 to straightaway center. One of the biggest high school parks in the state. And I used to say similar dimensions to Principal Park. We no longer want to get to Principal Park for the state tournament. State tournament for Class 4A is now at Dwayne Banks Field in Iowa City, where we were 2 seasons ago.
For tonight's baseball game between
they are about to introduce the starting lineups to the crowd here. Then we'll have the national anthem. So we're going to keep it here until we get to the anthem time. Then we'll step aside for the anthem and return for the first pitch.
We want to remind all spectators and participants that comment counts.
Good to have you with us for Ottumwa High Baseball on KBIZ and on the live video stream. Again, my name's Jason Van Arkel. Annie Argo, the on-site video producer. Kyle Smith, our radio producer tonight, back at the KBIZ studios.
Coaches and officials.
Hard to believe this is starting my 12th season here in Ottumwa doing these games. And I look forward to all the sports. You know, every season, the start of it's exciting. When we get to August, when we get to football, I'll be fired up for football. When we get to winter, I'll be fired up for girls and boys basketball. Which, by the way, not this season, but next season will be in a brand new place. We'll talk more about that when we get the opportunity. But Ottumwa has always been a big baseball and softball town. Ottumwa High has always been very good in both sports, year after year, contending for conference titles, contending to go deep in regional or sub-state play and get to the state tournament, whether it's softball going to Fort Dodge or baseball trying to go to Iowa City. And this year, no exception. Ottumwa not ranked to open the season here in baseball, maybe a little bit under the radar. And I was talking to Tanner Shark's dad before we went on the air tonight and telling him this team, again, we haven't seen them play yet as the 2023 team, but the Ottumwa team right now kind of reminds me a little bit of what we saw back in 2014 or 2016 when the Bulldogs kind of came out of nowhere and got all the way to the sub-state final. And the anchor of those teams was great starting pitching. Stephen Wilson was a great number one in 2014. Parker Thode was a great number one in 2016. Austin Schatz was a great number two. When you've got two pitchers, or even better, three pitchers, you can go far in the postseason. And I think Ottumwa certainly has that. Tanner Shark, again, as we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, Tanner Shark had an ERA of 1.05 last year. Javen Rominger, who's pitching tonight, an batting average, opponent's batting average against him, I should say, 182. And Tucker Long, who came in as the heralded eighth grader, who'd already committed to the University of Iowa, and he showed a lot of his potential last year. And again, he can't pitch as much as his older teammates. There are strict pitch count restrictions for eighth graders and ninth graders. So Tucker Long, who's playing second base tonight, will probably not pitch many more innings than he did last season, but those innings he pitches, if they're anything like last year, they'll be very effective. And if he's used right, he is a major weapon for this team. Can Ottumwa fill in the spots and find some complementary players to make this season a great one? That all starts tonight here at Legion Memorial Field. We're getting ready for the national anthem here at John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and return with the opening pitch of the ball game on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent: our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
Birthdays, ladies' night out, bachelor or bachelorette party, sports team, no matter what your special event or sport, at Graphics Masters, we can make you stand out. We offer custom apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, and more. We even make custom signage for your event. It's all here under one roof. We even offer auto detailing as well. Like Graphics Masters on Facebook to see some of our quality work, or stop into the shop located on Albee Road across from the BP. Graphics Masters, we print your words.
Get the small-town charm with real-world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High Baseball, 1240 AM, 102.7 FM, KBIZ, live video on the Ottumwa Radio Group Facebook page. Good evening once again, everybody. Jason Van Arkel with you from John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field, as your Ottumwa Bulldogs open the season against Indianola. Left-hander Javen Rominger on the mound, 4-2 a year ago, 2.82 ERA. And the defense behind him, Luke Reinhardt in left, Tanner Shark in center, Braylon Griffiths in right, Matt Mitchell at third, Carter Thompson at short, Tucker Long at second, Jared Mitchell at first, and Dalton Dowd behind the plate. Leadoff hitter for Indianola, Noah Elcock. He is a senior. Last year, very limited varsity time. In fact, just 5 games, 1 start. Had 5 at-bats and did not record a hit. 4 strikeouts in those 5 at-bats, but he will be the leadoff hitter to open the season for the 10th-ranked Indianola Indians. Cloudy skies. And lights are on here at Legion Memorial Field. Haven't taken full effect yet. 73 degrees and a light east wind to get the season underway.
Leading off for Indianola, left fielder number 16, Noah Elcock.
So Elcock will stand into that right-handed batter's box. Slightly open stance. Rominger will work from the windup. Javen throws the first pitch of the 2023 season, and it swung on in a high chopper, third base side. Mitchell bobbles it, picked up by Rominger, but no play. And the season begins with Indianola's Elcock reaching on an error. One on, nobody out, and here is the perennial All-State candidate, Brady Blake.
Now batting, shortstop number 9, Brady Blake.
Blake playing shortstop. A year ago, he hit .383, 9 home runs, 31 batted in. Elcock has a decent lead at first. Jared Mitchell holding him on. Rominger's pitch, up and away, ball 1. Javen can be tough to run on as a lefty. Staring right at that runner, and if you take off too early, that makes the pickoff easy. 1-0 to Blake. That pitch hit in the air to right, not very deep. Going back on it is Griffiths. He'll make the catch for out number 1. That's a big first out for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up the third baseman, Bennett Bruick. Senior this year. Last year he hit .323, 3 home runs, and drove in 24. 1 on, 1 out, top of the first. Noah Elcock, the runner at first, swung at the first pitch of the game and hit a slow chopper to third that was bobbled for an error. Runner goes, pitches outside. Dalton's throw to second offline, and safe is Elcock. Tucker Long tried to bring it back in, but Dowd's throw to the first base side of second base. Throw on the money probably would have had him, but it is a stolen base for Elcock. And the count 1-0 to Bruick. Now a runner in scoring position with 1 away. Bruick, another right-handed batter, slightly open stance. Javen's pitch on the outside corner. That'll even things up at a ball and a strike. Jack Strong, the designated hitter, on deck. 1-1 to Bruick. Lefty to righty. Rominger looks back at second, now brings it home. Pop foul off to the right out of play, 1-2. Outfield straight away. Elcock gets his lead at second. Tucker Long creeping towards the bag at second, trying to keep him honest. Long look back, another look back by Javen, now the 1-2. Little blooper, right field line, long run for Griffiths. He'll have to play it on a hop. It lands inside the line for a base hit. Big turn at first by Bruick, but he hangs on and heads back. Elcock had to wait to see if it would drop in. He stops at third. Bloop single for Bruick. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And the batter is the cleanup hitter, Jack Strong, the right fielder.
Now batting right fielder number 14, Jack Strong.
Strong is a junior. Last year as a sophomore, he hit .386 with a home run and 14 driven in, and an on-base percentage of .477. This Indianola team can rake. Although Rominger hasn't been hit hard in this inning, he's in a bit of a jam. First pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Bruick at first, 11 for 11 in stolen base tries last year. Will he run to try to stay out of the double play? Pitches upstairs, 2-0. Bruick was actually hopping back towards first as Rominger came home, so he did not get a good read. But Javen missed his spot. Jared Mitchell holding the runner on at first. Matt Mitchell leading with the bag at third. Middle infielders hoping to turn two. The 2-0. High 3-0. With the DH Andrew DeWall on deck. 3 balls, no strikes. Runners at the corners and only 1 down for Indianola here in the top of the first. The pitch. High with a fastball, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to load the bases. And here is Andrew DeWall. DeWall is a freshman last year. Hit just .212 with 9 runs batted in. Now standing in as a sophomore. Tall right-handed batter. Corner infielders in, middle infielders again hoping to turn two. Bases loaded on an error, a bloop single, and a walk with only 1 out. Breaking ball misses low to DeWall, 1-0. No place to put it. The only out in this inning was the best hitter for Indianola, Brady Blake, a harmless fly out to right. The 1-0. High 2-0, and right now, Rominger having trouble spotting that fastball. Javen working from the stretch with the bases loaded. Some pitchers will go to a windup in this situation. The 2-0. Swing and a foul tip into the mid of Dowd. 2-1. Blew that one right by him. That was a pitch Rominger needed. He needs another one now. 2-1. The lefty comes set. The pitch. High 3-1, and now you have no margin for error. One more pitch out of the zone, and Indianola's on the board. 3-1. The pitch. Check swing. He went around. Ball got away from Dowd, but only a few feet. Full count, 3-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the first, no score. Rominger trying to find a way to wriggle off this hook and not let Indianola take an early lead tonight. The 3-2. Chopper to third, right in the hole. Backhanded by Thompson. Throw to second. In time for an out. That's the only play they had. Carter Thompson, a good play from deep in the hole. A run scores, and it's 1-0 Indianola. But Carter Thompson able to rifle a throw to long at second, just ahead of Strong to get the force out. Elcock scores. That's an unearned run because he reached on an error to start the game. Brueck is at third. DeWall at first on the fielder's choice. He does get an RBI. And here is the catcher, Ethan Grimsrud, pitch way up and away, ball 1. The next offering, a little bit up and in, 2-0. Let me correct myself here. Brueck is now the runner at third. That pitch misses, and it's 3-0. Brueck at third, DeWall at first. He was Strong, retired 6-4 at second base for out number 2. 3-0 to the catcher, Grimsrud. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Grimsrud last year as a sophomore hit .271 and drove in 5. The runner goes 3-1, fouled back and over the screen to the right out of play, 3-2. So DeWall will go back to first. He was running 3-1. He'll certainly be running 3-2 with 2 out. Jared Mitchell will continue to hold him on at first. This might be a good time for a pickoff move. Nope, the 3-2, outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and they're loaded again. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Gage Sid. Sin appeared in just 5 games as a sophomore last year. Did not record a hit. Yet a courtesy runner for the catcher, Grimsrud. That'll be Parker Kennedy.
Parker Kennedy, the courtesy runner, the catcher.
1-0 Indianola, bases loaded, 2 out. Jamin Rominger on the mound for Ottumwa. He's had a little bad luck and he's been wild. Sin, the 7th man to bat in the inning. First pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Boy, Rominger just having trouble hitting the target right now. Elcock reached on an error. Blake flew to right. Brueck a bloop single to right. Strong walk to load the bases. DeWall a fielder's choice grounder to score a run. Grimsrud a walk. And now ground ball to short. Thompson's got it. He'll go the long way to first. It's offline, but Jared Mitchell applies the tag. The umpires confer, and the out is called. The inning is over. Great play, Jared Mitchell. That throw pulled him inside the bag, but he tagged out Sin going by. The side is retired. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left. After half an inning, Indianola won, but your Bulldogs coming up on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Cassandra Brewer, clerical lead at Mercy One Ottumwa Family and Internal Medicine Clinic. If you're looking for a local provider to handle you and your family's healthcare needs, consider Mercy One Ottumwa. From pediatrics to geriatrics and everything in between, we are here for you year-round to assist you in your healthcare needs. We also offer our quick care walk-in clinic with no appointment necessary, open Monday through Friday from 7 to 4:30. Mercy One Ottumwa Family and Internal Medicine Clinic. Your best life, our one purpose. Visit mercyone.org.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the first inning, Indianola 1, Ottumwa nothing. Could have been worse. Indianola had the bases loaded twice in the frame, only 1 run to show for it, and now their junior right-hander Luke Rockhold to the mound a year ago. 10 games, 5 starts, 4-0 with a save, and a 2.19 ERA. The defense behind him has Noah Elcock in left, Cooper Belt in center, Jack Strong in right, Bennett Brueck at third, Brady Blake at short, Gage Sin at second, Caden Boyd at first, and Ethan Grimsrud behind the plate. Top of the order for Ottumwa, Dalton Dowd, Tanner Shark, and Carter Thompson. Dowd will step in. He shared catching duties last season with Cam Maneri. Cam is not ready to play at the start of the season, coming off knee surgery. Hopefully he'll be ready to go soon. Maneri, if you will recall, homered in the season opener against Indianola a year ago, and that ended up being the only home run Ottumwa hit all season.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, catcher number 18, Dalton Dowd.
So here's Dalton Dowd. Last year as a sophomore, he hit .299 with a .405 on base. And he had 14 RBI, left-handed batter. This Ottumwa team, if it's anything like last year, and they've got a lot of returning hitters, they'll draw a lot of walks. Lefty to righty, first pitch of the game for Rockhold, way outside, ball 1. You always wonder early in the season how your pitcher's control is going to be. Rominger struggled with it in the top of the first. And now here's a pop-up left side foul that's going to twist out of play over the third base dugout. And the count even at a ball and a strike. One and one to Dalton Dowd. Dowd's already had a big athletic year. He had a big season for the Ottumwa wrestling team. That pitch rolled to the right side, charging it is the second baseman, Sin, to throw to first in time for out number 1. That'll bring up Tanner Shark. Not only was Shark an all-state level pitcher last year, he was also a revelation at the plate. 2 seasons ago, he struggled to hit 200. Last season, he hit 343 and drove in 23 runs. Really came on as a hitter. Righty to lefty, first pitch shows bunt, pulled the bat back, pitch was in the dirt. Ball 1. Infield wasn't really playing in for Tanner on that first pitch, but now the third baseman, Brueck, is on the edge of the grass. The wind and the 1-0. Low and away, 2-0. Always love the views here at John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field. We're watching the game, of course, but beyond the center field fence, high in the sky, a hot air balloon making its way across the sky. First one I've seen this summer. The 2-0. Swing and a foul tip by Shark into the mid of the catcher, 2-1. It's a good day for a hot air balloon ride. Maybe someday I'll call a game hovering over a field. Shark showed bunt again. The pitch is called a strike at the letters, and we're even at 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. Ottumwa down a run. 1-0. 2-2 to Tanner Shark. The pitch. Breaking ball outside corner called strike 3. And that is out number 2. First strikeout for Luke Rockhold.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, shortstop, number 19, Carter Thompson.
So here's Carter Thompson, senior shortstop. Carter, his junior year, hit .310 with 14 runs batted in. First pitch. Fastball outside corner strike, 0-1. Ottumwa High boys basketball coach Neil Hartz, who used to sit up here, do PA next to me. I believe he's sitting out beyond the center field fence as Thompson fouls it back, 0-2. Neil says that's the best seat in the house. It is tonight, Neil. They're going to put that screen back up on the fence, and then you'll have to come in and sit with the rest of us. 0-2 to Thompson. The pitch. Pop foul off to the right. Thompson spoils a good breaking ball, stays in it at 0-2. 2 out, nobody on for Ottumwa here in the bottom of the first inning. Another 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up inside. Strike 3, inning over. Bulldogs go in order. We go to the second. Dogs down 1-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the second inning. Indianola 1, Ottumwa 0. Javen Rominger needed 25 pitches to get through that first inning. He only allowed 1 hit, a bloop single. Was hurt by an error to start the game. That run unearned for Indianola. But also, Rominger struggled with control, walking 2 in the inning, but managing to get out of it. Indianola will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up: Cooper Belt, Luke Rockhold, and then the top of the order, Noah Elcock. Belt, the center fielder, left-handed batter. I think that's the first lefty we've seen in their lineup.
Batting for Indianola, center fielder number 1, Cooper Belt.
Belt is a senior. Not have any offensive stats. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong list. We'll double check that. Now, Belt, as a junior last year, hit .233 and drove in 3. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. Rominger trying to put together a more efficient second inning. His 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fooled him badly on a breaking ball, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball never took the break, sailed behind Belt, 1-2. Javen from the windup. Gets the sign from Dowd. And the 1-2 to Belt. Hit him in the arm. Tried to hit that inside corner of the fastball. Came too far inside. And leadoff hitter on for the second straight inning. Coach Yeager wants to ask a question about that. He's wondering if Belt put his arm in the way of the pitch. Umpire says no. And the batter will be the pitcher, Luke Rockhold, who throws right-handed, but he's batting left-handed. Rockhold last year as a sophomore at the plate, hit .321 and drove in 8. Pitch bunted in the air, foul off to the left. It'll land near the Indianola on-deck circle for strike 1. Rockhold trying to sacrifice the runner into scoring position. One to Rockhold. Matt Mitchell at third. Near the edge of the grass. Jared Mitchell holding the runner on. Throw to first, runner going. They got him picked off. The throw down to second. The catch. Oh, it got away from Tucker Long. A little bit wide of the bag. Jared Mitchell's throw safe at second is Belt, and that'll be a throwing error. Long knew that throw was going to be wide. He tried to reach out, grab it, and apply the tag in one motion, but could not get the leather to the baseball. And now a runner at second and nobody out. An 0-1 count to the number 9 hitter, Rockhold. Rominger looks back at second and steps off. Ottumwa already down 1-0. They just committed their second error of the night. And a breaking ball, wow. I don't know how it didn't hit Rockhold. It came back towards the inside corner. It didn't get to the corner. It's ball 1. But out of Javen's hand, I thought that was maybe going to hit Rockhold in the back, and it almost got back to the corner. Not quite. Rockhold is crowding the plate a bit. Another breaking ball. Now that one dropped right in there, and that got called a ball. The previous pitch did not get to the corner. That ball got more than the corner. I don't know where that missed, but 2-1. Rominger feeling a little snake bit right now. Look back at second, the 2-1. Fastball blew it right by him, swing and a miss, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Javen could really use a strikeout right here. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a fastball, and that's out number 1. First strikeout of the night for Rominger. Top of the order, Noah Elcock, who reached on an error and scored the Indianola run in the first inning. Aaron Mitchell in on the grass at first, and the pitch. Letter high strike on the inside corner, 0-1. That was an off-speed pitch. Looked more like a slider than a curveball. Oh and 1 to the left fielder for the Indians. The pitch. A little bit inside and low with a fastball, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Rominger looks back at second and belt. The pitch. Hit in the air, foul off to the right down the line, well out of play, 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Runner at second, one out, top second, Ottumwa down 1-0. Rominger's pitch. Low and in, had Elcock spinning out of the way, 2-2. Two and two to the Indians' leadoff hitter, Noah Elcock. Cooper Belt dancing around at second. The pitch, breaking ball sailed out of the hand of Rominger way outside, 3-2. The dangerous Brady Blake on deck. Three balls, two strikes. Pitch count starting to pile up for Javen here. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him on a high fastball, and that's a big out, number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts. And all Ottumwa strikeouts this year brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. 2 down for Brady Blake. Flew out to right his first time up. Again, 9 home runs, 31 RBI a year ago. Hit 2 home runs in one game against Ottumwa in the second game of last year's season opening doubleheader. First pitch here, way outside, ball 1. Now, Bennett Brueck on deck, their number 3 hitter. He's a good hitter. But Blake is an all-state talent. And it would not surprise me if Rominger didn't, with first base open, it would not surprise me if Rominger didn't give Brady Blake anything to hit right here. The 1-0. Tried to hit that inside corner of the fastball. Blake's crowding the plate. He backed out of the way. Pitch called a ball, 2-0. Rominger is not getting calls on the corner in this inning, to be sure. 2-0. A look back at second in the pitch. Check swing. Pitch was high, 3-0. I would not throw anything that Blake could drive right here. Three and 0. And the pitch. Inside corner, there's a call, 3-1. Blake was pulling out of the way again. Inning started with a hit by pitch on a 1-2 pitch to Cooper Belt. They had him picked off, but the relay to second got away for an error. Then Rockhold and Elcock struck out. Now the 3-1 to Blake. Popped foul off to the right out of play. Jammed him, 3-2. Well, Rominger not afraid to attack that inside corner with the fastball. Do you do it one more time here? He could try that breaking ball to try to backdoor it on the outside corner, but he's had trouble controlling that pitch in the early going. 3-2 to Blake. The payoff. Fouled straight back. Challenged him with a fastball that time upstairs and on the outside corner, and Blake fouled it back. Well, now you've maybe changed the eye level a little bit. You've gone up and away. Do you come back in trying to find that inside corner at the knees? Another 3-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, shallow left center. Shark racing in. Out, though, is Carter Thompson. The shortstop makes the catch to retire the side, and Rominger, a great job after falling behind Brady Blake 3-0, gets him to pop out. No runs, no hits, one left. To the bottom of the second we go. Bulldogs down a run on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the second inning. Indianola 1, Ottumwa 0. Bulldogs were set down in order by Luke Rockhold in the bottom of the first. Now it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Ottumwa: Jared Mitchell, Tucker Long, and Braylon Griffiths. Rockhold needed only 12 pitches to get through the first inning. By contrast, Javen Rominger's already thrown 47 pitches in 2 innings.
First baseman, number 15, Jared Mitchell.
Jared Mitchell did not have a lot of at-bats last year, only 19, used mostly as a pitcher. Hit .211, did have 6 RBI. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Right-hander to right-hander, the wind and the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, well foul off to the left. Look out in the parking lot. Didn't hear it hit a car on the fly. That's a good thing. 0-2. I mean, I was okay. It wasn't near my car, so I'm good. The 0-2 to Mitchell. Swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Strike 3. Picked up by the catcher, Grimsrud. Throw down to first on a hop, but it's picked by Caden Boyd for out number 1. That'll bring up the second baseman, Tucker Long. Long had a successful varsity debut as an 8th grader last year, hitting .293, drove in 23 runs. He drew 31 walks. Great eye at the plate. Left-handed batter, tall, lanky hitter. First pitch to Tucker this year is in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Rockhold working quickly. The next pitch, breaking ball low and away in the dirt, 2-0. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Ottumwa down a run. The 2-0 to Tucker Long. Line foul off to the left. Oh, there's a couple of fans sitting in the tailgate of an SUV, and that ball went just wide of where they were sitting. The way they flinched, I thought it hit him for a moment, but it kept going. Now the 2-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-2. Braylon Griffiths on deck, 2-2 to Tucker Long. The pitch. Breaking ball, missed the outside corner. Rockhold thought he had it. He's visibly annoyed. 3-2. Try to get him with the backdoor breaking ball. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It got out of the glove of Grimsrud, rode away. Throw down to first is going to sail down the right field line. And Long's headed for second. The play backed up by the right fielder, Strong, but Long is at second with 1 out. It's a strikeout, but a passed ball allowing him to reach first, and then a throwing error by Grimsrud will send him to second. That's a lot to write in this little square on my scorecard. Strikeout, passed ball, E2, all in one play. And with one on and one out, the batter, Braylon Griffiths.
Number 29, Braylon Griffiths.
Braylon, a junior. First pitch from Rockhold is on the outside corner with a fastball 0-1 to the right-handed batting Griffiths. As a sophomore last year, Braylon hit .250, but an on-base at .375, had 15 RBI. Ottumwa drew walks in bunches last year. Hope to see a lot of that this year. The 0-1. Sailed outside, 1-1. One ball, one strike, Long at second, one out. And Rockhold's pitch to Griffiths, low and away, 2-1. Rockhold from the stretch for the first time. Whether it's the windup or the stretch, he's anchored himself way over on the first base side of the pitching rubber. Two and one to Griffiths. Ottumwa down a run, but a runner in scoring position and only one away. The pitch. Outside corner, and the count even at 2-2. Two and two to Griffiths. Rockhold already has 2 strikeouts in the inning, but only 1 out. Long goes. The pitch called strike 3 to throw down to third, not in time. Griffiths is gone for out number 2. Third strikeout of the inning, 4th of the game for Rockhold, but the inning not over. And here is Matt Mitchell, the sophomore third baseman.
Number 20, Matt Mitchell.
Mitchell making his varsity debut tonight. And a line drive to center, but it is right at Cooper Belt. He'll make the catch to retire the side. So no runs, no hits, an error, and a man left after 2. Bulldogs down 1-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Birthdays, ladies' night out, bachelor or bachelorette party, sports team, no matter what your special event or sport, at Graphics Masters, we can make you stand out. We offer custom apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, and more. We even make custom signage for your event. It's all here under one roof. We even offer auto detailing as well. Like Graphics Masters on Facebook to see some of our quality work, or stop into the shop located on Albee Road across from the BP. Graphics Masters, we print your words.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the third inning. Ottumwa High Baseball on KBIZ and on the live video stream. Bulldogs trailing Indianola 1-0. Jabin Rominger is still out there for Ottumwa, but he's already at 47 pitches through 2 innings. He's walked 2, he's hit a batter, he's only allowed 1 hit. He's struck out 2. It's been a little bit of everything. Has not given up a hard hit ball yet, but he's got to go through the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Indianola order: Brueck, Strong, and DeWall. Bennett Brueck had a bloop single down the right field line his first time up. And that's the only hit in this game so far by either team. As we're talking about pitch counts and the pitch count rule,
Number 6, Bennett Brueck.
there's a couple different facets of that pitch count rule that are worth discussing, especially early in the season. And we'll try to go over that here as we go through the top of the third inning. Rominger, the lefty, Brueck, the right-handed hitter, digs in. The line by the junior and the pitch. Pop foul off to the right, out of play, 0-1. We talked at length last year, and we'll do it again this year when Tucker Long pitches, about how Eighth graders and freshmen have a stricter pitch count limit, and that does apply to Tucker again this year. Sophomores and above, not so restricted. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fooled him on a good breaking ball, 0-2. Now, there is a little additional restriction early in the season. 10th through 12th graders may only throw 180 pitches in a week through Saturday, June 3rd this year. So this week, next week, and the week after. Here's the 0-2. High with a fastball, 1-2. Now, that's not a big deal this week for Ottumwa because we've only got tonight and then 2 games against Southeast Polk on Friday. Next week, going to Oskaloosa Monday, going to Ames Wednesday. They play Hoover Thursday, then at the Waterloo Tournament on Friday. Here's a ground ball to short. Easy hop for Carter Thompson. Rifles it across in time for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down. First time Romiger's retired the leadoff hitter in this game. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Jack Strong. He walked.
Number 14, Jack Strong.
His first time up, was eventually retired on a fielder's choice at second. So no official at bat for him so far tonight. First pitch by Javen, breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. So there's no, we mentioned that little extra restriction early in the season on pitchers. There's no pitch count rule that's going to limit how many Rominger could throw tonight, except he can't throw more than 110 in a game. Pitch fouled off the end of the bat, off to the right, 1-1. And I would certainly assume that in the first start of the season, you're not going to see any pitcher their first time through get to 110 pitches. As the 1-1 is a breaking ball low, 2-1. Rominger is already up to 54 pitches with 1 out in the 3rd inning. And I don't know what Coach Yeager's limit on Javen is tonight. But if he wants to get past the 4th inning, he's going to have to be more efficient. Here's a sharp ground ball past Matt Mitchell and into left field. Shallow down the line. It dies in that grass. And out to pick it up is Mitchell, but before he can get there, racing into second is Strong. I think that's a base hit. I don't believe Mitchell got any leather on it trying to backhand that sharp grounder, and I don't want to call it a mental mistake either, but I think the thickness of the grass and, you know, there's been some rain off and on this month, and that grass is pretty thick. That ball just died but well before the Bulldog left fielder Reinhardt could get there. There's a foul straight back by Andrew DeWall, 0-1. And when that ball died, Mitchell realized belatedly that ball had come to a stop and had to run out and get it because he was going to get there faster than Reinhardt was. Reinhardt playing fairly deep. So that ends up being a double, a shallow double for Strong. 1 out, 1 on. Pitch inside to DeWall, evens the count at a ball and a strike. DeWall bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. He's got the lone RBI so far tonight as that drove in a run. We get an unearned run on the board for Indianola in that first inning thanks to an error that started the frame. The 1-1 in the dirt, good stop by Dowd, 2-1. Indianola 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Ottumwa no runs, no hits, and 2 errors as the Indians bat here in the top of the 3rd. Indianola, the 10th ranked team in Class 4A beginning the season. The 2-1 from Javen. High fly ball, shallow left, down the line, backing up Mitchell, but calling him off Carter Thompson, who's got the better angle. He makes the catch. And there's 2 down, and good hustle by both the pitcher Rominger and the second baseman Tucker Long to cover 3rd in case Strong had ideas of tagging up. So 2 away for the catcher, Ethan Grimsrud.
Now batting number 2, Ethan Grimsrud.
He walked his first time up. Rominger trying to pitch around the one-out double. Strong still at second with 2 down. First pitch. Fastball high, 1-0. Javen from the stretch. He sets up on the third base side of the rubber and comes set. The lefty's 1-0. Popped it up left side. Who wants it? Third baseman Mitchell in foul territory, but he's called off by the pitcher, Rominger, who makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left to go to the bottom of the third. Dogs down 1-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced, professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the third inning. Indianola 1, Ottumwa 0. I want to make sure we thank our sponsors who help us bring you Bulldog baseball and softball this summer. Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home at the corner of Penn and Jeff. Mike's Pizza, Ottumwa's favorite place to eat. And also a big thank you to William Penn University for sponsoring your Ottumwa High baseball and softball broadcasts all summer long. For Ottumwa, 8, 9, and 1 due up in the order, starting with the pitcher, Javen Rominger. See, I was looking up the pitch count rules last half inning. Now I've got to get back to the tab that's got the stats. Rominger is a sophomore last year, 265, had an on-base of 390. And he swings and misses here at the offering from Rockhold, 0-1. Javen last year had 10 doubles. He drove in 19 runs. Breaking ball popped up foul right side. That'll get out of play. Grimsrud over for a look, but it's back amongst the fans, and the count 0-2 to Javen. Both Indianola and Ottumwa not starting the pitchers you would have considered their #1 ace starters coming into tonight. Ottumwa, you'd say Tanner Shark would be the ace, Javen the #2. That pitch in the dirt outside all the way to the backstop, 1-2, and I wonder if Rominger's thinking, I wish I'd swung at that. I'd be at first right now. As Rominger hits it to center, pretty well hit, but drifting back his belt. Had him played well and makes the catch 1 away. Ottumwa's starting to make better contact here, but 1 down for the left fielder, Luke Reinhardt.
Batting for the Bulldogs, #8, Luke Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, a senior, as a junior last year, had 13 at-bats, hit 154, did drive in a couple of runs. And a little pop-up to the left side of the mound as we look at it over towards the third baseline as Rockhold to make the catch out #2. Top of the order, Dalton Dowd grounded to second his first time up.
Batting for Ottumwa, catcher #18, Dalton Dowd.
Not sure what we are we had a delay there, and I was looking down to look something up, and Reinhold was holding his ground at first for a bit. Now he's gone back to the dugout. I think Ottumwa wanted a catcher's interference call, and they didn't get it. I did think when the ball was popped up, I thought I heard two distinct sounds, more than just the sound of the bat. And I think Ottumwa was arguing that the catcher's glove had made contact with Reinhardt's bat. That would be catcher interference, but they don't get the call. Pitch downstairs to Dowd, 1-0. The line by the righty, Rockhold, and the pitch. Line down the line in right. Will it stay fair? No. Foul by half a foot. That had at least two bases, maybe three, written all over it, but it's foul for strike one. All right, so we were talking about how neither Ottumwa nor Indianola sent their ace into this game. Brady Blake, you would assume would be their number one, and of course Tanner Shark for Ottumwa. Well, Ottumwa plays Southeast Polk in a doubleheader on Friday, so I'm guessing that's Coach Yeager's decision. Indianola's got Johnston tomorrow night, so that may be why Blake is not pitching tonight. Dowd, a late swing and a foul off towards the Indianola dugout sharply. And the count 1-2 to the Bulldog catcher. Ottumwa also will not have the services of Rominger on Friday because he'll be at State Track, which gets underway tomorrow on the Blue Oval at Drake Stadium. The 1-2. Ground ball sharply out to short. Over to his left is Blake. Throw to first in time, and Ottumwa is retired in order. We go to the fourth. Bulldogs down 1-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
High-speed internet is here, powered by a 100% fiber optic network. Citizens Mutual provides reliable, fiber-to-the-home, high-speed internet to rural Iowa.
My children and my grandchildren, when they come here, they didn't like to come visit very much because they couldn't get on their devices. Well, now they love it because they can have chats with their friends. People don't realize how isolated sometimes people are out in the rural areas. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Visit findmyfiber.mycmtech.com.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the fourth inning. Indianola 1, Ottumwa 0. Javen Rominger, 60 pitches through 3 innings. He was better in the third inning, only threw 13 of them. Haven't seen any activity in the Ottumwa bullpen yet. Indianola will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Gage Sin, Cooper Belt, and the pitcher Luke Rockhold. Gage Sin, his first time up, grounded to short. And that was the final batter of a 7-batter first inning where Indianola had the bases loaded twice but only scored once. Indians a run on 2 hits and an error. Bulldogs no runs, no hits, and 2 errors. So Gage Sin will step to the plate. Junior second baseman.
Now batting, number 4, Gage Sin.
Rominger's first pitch of the fourth inning is swung on and missed, strike one. Fastball in the outer half, blown right by him. 0-1 the count. The next offering from Rominger is hit in the air to left. Reinhardt going back. He's drifting with it. He's there. He drops it. Got to the spot but couldn't hang on to it, and into second is Sin. That'll be an error. Third miscue of the game for Ottumwa.
Batting for the Indians, number 1, Cooper Belt.
That'll bring up Cooper Belt, who was hit by a pitch to lead off the second inning, but eventually stranded at second base. Indians have had a runner in scoring position, at least one in every inning now. Mitchell in on the edge of the grass at first. Jared Mitchell, that is. Matt Mitchell behind the bag at third. Bunch on pitch way outside. Snap throw back to second. The tag and out at second is Sin as he drifted too far in that possible sacrifice attempt. Belt did not offer at it. Dowd fired behind him, a one-hop throw, but right on the bag to Thompson, who applied the tag, and that is out number one. That erases the error, and it's a big first out for Rominger and the Bulldogs. Lefty to lefty. That pitch on the outside corner count evens at a ball and a strike. And hey, Neil Hartz, if you're still listening, we got Aces Wild on the scoreboard. Number one at bat, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Got it first game of the season. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball low and away, 2-1. Take a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard here in a moment. As the 2-1 pitch, I guess a little low, on the outside corner, 3-1. Top of the fourth inning, Cubs have a 6-1 lead on the Astros down in Houston. The 3-1, inside corner, strike 2. Belt tried to play it off as if it was inside, but count is full. Bottom of the fifth inning in St. Louis, Cardinals 1, Brewers 0. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2. Third strikeout for Rominger, brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. That'll bring up the pitcher, Luke Rockhold. Struck out his first time up.
Number 7, Luke Rockhold.
Elsewhere on that big league scoreboard, bottom of the fourth in Chicago, White Sox 4, Guardians 1. Pitch is called a strike on the outside corner to Rockhold, 0-1. In Miami tonight, Marlins have a 4-3 lead over the Nationals. That game in the top of the ninth. As the 0-1 swung on and missed, 0-2. Yankees and Blue Jays are scoreless in the bottom of the seventh in Toronto. Red Sox have a big lead at home in Boston over the Mariners, 9-1 in the top of the fifth. Back here in Ottumwa, the 0-2. Fly ball, shallow left center, tailing away from Shark, and it tails all the way into the gap for a 2-out single, as it ends up being Reinhardt who picks it up on the hop. So that'll keep the inning alive for the top of the order. Noah Elcock, who reached on an error and scored in the first and struck out in the second.
Batting for Indianola, Noah Elcock. Nick Fell, courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher is Nick Fell. Fell, a sophomore, now running at first. The pitch to Elcock. Check swing, foul off to the right, out of play, 0-1. One nothing Indianola. Runner at first and 2 down for them here in the top of the fourth. And boy, how big now was that catcher pickoff at second by Dowd. Pitches a strike on the inside corner. And the count 0-2. This inning started with Gage Sin hitting a fly to left that was dropped for a 2-base error, but that Sin was picked off at second on the very next pitch. Dowd throwing down to Thompson. Cooper Belt struck out. Luke Rockhold singled. Now it's an 0-2 count to Noah Elcock. The pitch up and in, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Long look in by Rominger to get the sign. Runner goes. The pitch in the dirt, and that'll allow Fell to steal second. Another runner in scoring position. 2-2, the count to Noah Elcock. Bulldogs already down a run. They don't want to let Indianola widen the gap, the 2-2. And it hit him in the back. Oh, that is a bad time for a pitch to get away from Rominger. That's going to bring up the dangerous Brady Blake, who is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a pop out. Second batter that Rominger has hit. And I think Indianola wants to do something perhaps with the base runners. Pitching coach Luke Gomat for Ottumwa coming out of the dugout. He wants to talk to Rominger. And that's going to bring the whole infield in for the conference. Meanwhile, it looks like Indianola wants a pinch runner for the courtesy runner. How does that work in the scoring? And now, both the runner who was on second fell, and the pinch runner looked like he was coming on, Riker Bergen. They've both gone back to the dugout. This is getting confusing. The conference on the mound is broken up. I understand that part. It's Luke Gomat basically telling Rominger how to approach this at bat and how to get it back together. And it will indeed be Riker Bergen, a freshman, now running at second. I guess he'd be considered a pinch runner for the courtesy runner.
New courtesy runner, number 21, Riker Bergen.
My question about the scoring is this. The courtesy runner does not replace the pitcher or catcher in the batting order. But does this pinch runner do that, or is it another courtesy runner? First pitch to Blake, and that hits him in the leg, and that's going to load the bases. And boy, Rominger's last two pitches have not gone where he's wanted them to. Back-to-back hit batters. Now, if Indianola really wants to have some fun, they should put in another pinch runner for the pinch runner for the courtesy runner. Have a different runner for each base. I mean, the Indians are missing an opportunity here. Anyway, trying to lighten the mood here. Bases loaded now, 2 out. There were 2 out, nobody on. A bloop single and 2 hit batters. And the batter is Bennett Brueck, who has walked and grounded to short. First pitch, up and away, ball 1. Still no activity that we've seen in the Ottumwa bullpen. And just as I say that, looks like somebody's going to walk down there. Aaron Guest is starting to stroll down to the bullpen area. The pitch, liner up the middle into center for a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to wave the second runner around third. Ball dives in the grass. Sharks throw to third. The catch, the tag, and safe is the call at third. 2-run score, and it's 3-0. As just in under that tag was Brady Blake, according to the umpire. And I think Coach Yeager wants to discuss that one. The throw, it was in time, but it was high. Mitchell had to jump to catch it and then try to get the tag down. He did so, but in the umpire's estimation, not in time. And that's another ball that died in that thick grass. If that ball bounces all the way to Shark in center field, I was thinking maybe he'd have a play at the plate, but you could see the ball dying. So the pinch runner for the courtesy runner, Bergen, scored from third. Elcock scored from second. Blake ends up at third. Brueck gets the 2 RBI and takes second on the throw to third. And the batter is Jack Strong. With runners at second and third and 2 down. Strong walked his first time up and doubled in the third. First pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Dowd. 1-0. Still can't say that anybody's really hit the ball hard off of Rominger tonight. A bloop single and a couple of hits that have died in the outfield grass. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Romiger's still looking in to get the sign from Dowd. Now comes set. The lefty's 1-1. Little outside is the call, 2-1. This inning started with a two-base error, but then the runner Sin was picked off at second by Dowd. Then a strikeout, 2 out, nobody on, but a bloop single, 2 hit batters, and a soft line drive to center to drive in 2. The 2-1 fouled back to the screen, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jack Strong. Brady Blake, the runner at third. Bennett Brueck, the runner at second. Romiger trying to prevent further damage. 2 runs home in the frame. And Ottumwa now down 3-0. Jabin's 2-2 pitch. Lined into left field. That's hit hard. That's going to be down for a base hit, and it'll score 2. Reinhardt gets it back in quickly, but it is 5-0 Indians. And the wheels have come off a bit for Ottumwa here in the 4th inning. John Yeager out of the dugout, and that's going to be all on the night for Javen Rominger, I would think. Yep. Should be Aaron Guest coming in. Let's take 30 seconds. We'll come back and tell you about the new Ottumwa pitcher. Dogs down 5-0 in the top of the 4th here on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Right-hander Aaron Guest is the new Ottumwa pitcher. Aaron is a senior this year. As a junior last year, made 6 appearances, 3 starts. He was 0-1 with an 8.20 ERA. 13 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents only hit 197 against him, but he gave up 19 runs, 16 earned, 9 walks, and 8 hit batters. So wildness was his undoing at times last year. Comes into this game with 2 outs and a runner on first. 4 runs home for Indianola here in the top of the 4th. They lead Ottumwa 5-0. Javen Rominger pitched 4 2/3 innings. Charged with 5 runs, 4 earned on 5 hits. Rominger struck out 3, he walked 2, and he hit 2 batters. And Javen still responsible for the runner at first, Jack Strong. Andrew DeWall is the first batter that Guest will face. DeWall has grounded into a fielder's choice to drive in a run. That was in the first inning, and he's popped out to short. So 0 for 2, but with an RBI. Strong with the lead at first. Guest leaning in for the sign, now comes set. First base side of the rubber. The right-hander's pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. The 1-1 to the DH for Indianola, Andrew DeWall. Pretty big lead by Strong over at first. That pitch low and away, good stop by Dowd. And the count even at a ball and a strike. Everything in this inning happened after there were 2 out and nobody on. A single, 2-hit batters, and then back-to-back RBI hits. Another pitch in the dirt. Runner goes. It was short-hopped by Dowd, but his throw to second also short-hops. Tucker Long picks it but can't get the tag down in time, and that will be a wild pitch in the end as Strong takes second on the pitch in the dirt. 2-1 the count to DeWall now with another man in scoring position. Pitch on the way. Up and in, 3-1. Jabin Rominger, by the way, ended the night with 84 pitches. The 3-1 to DeWall. Ground ball sharply in the hole at short. Backhanded by Thompson. Long throw across on the money. And the inning is over. Good play by Carter Thompson. But Indianola gets 4 runs on 3 hits. There was an error that didn't factor in the scoring, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Ottumwa down 5-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Birthdays, ladies' night out, bachelor or bachelorette party, sports team, no matter what your special event or sport, at Graphics Masters, we can make you stand out. We offer custom apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, and more. We even make custom signage for your event. It's all here under one roof. We even offer auto detailing as well. Like Graphics Masters on Facebook to see some of our quality work, or stop into the shop located on Albee Road across from the BP. Graphics Masters, we print your words.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Ottumwa's got a lot of work to do now. They trail Indianola 5-0 in our baseball season opener. Top of the order due up for Ottumwa. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Ottumwa. Shark Thompson and Jared Mitchell. Luke Rockhold has yet to allow a hit. Ottumwa's only had 1 base runner so far tonight. And that was actually on a strikeout. Tucker Long struck out, but the pitch was in the dirt. Took first. Actually, the pitch was not in the dirt. It was dropped by the catcher for a pass ball, and he also went to second when the throw to first went down the line, but Ottumwa was unable to bring him home. Tanner Shark struck out looking his first time up. That first pitch to the left-handed batter is on the outside corner, 0-1 to Shark. The third baseman, Brueck for Indianola, in on the grass in case Tanner lays one down. As thick as that grass is, though, even in on the grass, I don't know if he'd get to one if it was well placed. That pitch outside. And we're even at a ball and a strike. Dogs down 5 here in the bottom of the 4th. Righty to lefty, the 1-1 to Shark. Inside, and it got a piece of him. That'll send Shark down to first. Second base runner of the night. First hit batter for Rockhold. That brings up Carter Thompson, who also struck out his first time up. So it's almost got the leadoff man on for the first time tonight. Let's see if they can do something with it. Stretching the pitch in the dirt all the way to the backstop. A wild pitch by Rockhold, and Shark down to second. 1-0 to Carter Thompson. Senior shortstop digs in. Man in scoring position for Ottumwa for the second time tonight. The 1-0. In the dirt with a breaking ball. And it's 2-0 as Luke Rockhold suddenly struggling with his control right after his team gave him a much bigger lead. Ottumwa down 5-0, but trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. The second baseman, Sin, tried to sneak in behind Shark, but Tanner saw it and got back, no throw. 2 balls, no strikes. Hitters count for Thompson. The pitch in the dirt. That one goes close to the backstop. Grass slowed it down, but another wild pitch. And Sharks to third. 3-0 to Thompson. A hit batter and 2 wild pitches to start this inning. Indians up 5-0. They'll leave the infield back. A ground ball to anybody other than the pitcher would score a run here. Jared Mitchell on deck. The 3-0 to Carter. High ball 4. 4-pitch walk. First walk issued by Rockhold. And before Jared Mitchell bats, the catcher Grimsrud out to talk to his pitcher Rockhold. And over in the Indianola dugout, some stirring as perhaps they may send someone down to the bullpen to warm up. We'll see. Jared Mitchell struck out swinging his first time up.
Batting for the Bulldogs, first baseman number 15, Jared Mitchell.
Rockhold has struck out 4. But in this inning, he's hit a batter, walked a batter, thrown 2 wild pitches. Ottumwa has runners at the corners, nobody out. See if Mitchell can put a charge into one here. First pitch. Outside corner strike with a fastball, 0-1. Mitchell digs in, waves that red and black bat over his shoulder. Runner goes. Pitch is a ball, and the catcher Grimsrud looked to third to see if he could get Shark creeping down the line. Tanner wasn't going anywhere. Thompson steals second without a throw. 1-1 to Mitchell, now with 2 in scoring position, and nobody out. The 1-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Well, they're not giving Jared anything on the inner half here. He's going to have to cover that outer half, maybe try to go to the right side. Now he's got to protect down on the count 1-2. Tucker Long on deck. The pitch. Popped up right side. He had to protect the plate. The second baseman, Sin, on the dirt, makes the catch 1 away. No way Mitchell can let that pitch go by. It was too close to the corner. Tried to do what he could with it, but popped up. So here's Tucker Long. Struck out, but reached on a pass ball his first time up. Now the third baseman, Bruick, is in on the grass. They think Ottumwa might have a squeeze on here. Instead, Long lines it down the left field line, but foul. Curling out of play, 0-1. That'll put the heart in the throat of a third baseman. You creep in on the grass thinking they're going to bunt. Then the left-handed batter swings late, and it's a line drive your way. Now the 0-1. Swinging a foul back, 0-2. Ottumwa had second and third, nobody out. Now it's second and third, 1 out. Just get a ball on the ground and don't hit it to Bruick. He's still on the grass, even at 0-2. Hit it to short. Or pull it to the right side, get a run home. Maybe you find a hole, get a base hit. You're certainly not going to squeeze with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Late swing and a little blooper down the left field line, foul. And we stay at 0-2. That was a breaking ball that ended up coming to the inside corner. Tucker recognized it a bit late and with a B-hack there, able to foul it off and stay alive. Shark at third, Thompson at second, another 0-2. Up and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braylon Griffiths on deck. Outfield straightaway and pretty shallow for Indianola. Boy, a line drive in the gap and you can run all day. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It looked like he was expecting the off-speed pitch, got the fastball in the outside corner. And that's a big second out for Rockhold. And it's up to Braylon Griffiths, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Well, now you need a base hit to get a run home. First pitch. Breaking ball grounded foul down the right field line, 0-1. 0-1 the count. To the Bulldog junior outfielder, Braylon Griffiths. Second and third. And the pitch in the dirt. Good backhand stop by Grimsrud. When that pitch was halfway home, I thought it was going to the backstop. We were going to get that run after all. 1-1. Shark at third, he walked. They went to second and third on wild pitches. Thompson walked, stole second. They were there with nobody out. They're still there with 2 out. The 1-1. In the dirt, knocked down by Grimsrud. That saved a run. 2-1. Indianola leading 5-0. This inning would have a much different feel if Indianola hadn't scored 4 in the top half of this frame. Bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 2-2. And now Rockhold's a strike away from getting out of it without giving up anything. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's almost still without a hit. The pitch outside, 3-2. Matt Mitchell on deck. 3-2 to Griffiths. Second and third, 2 down. The payoff pitch to Braylon. Inside corner, called strike 3, and the inning is over. Ottumwa had second and third, nobody out, and couldn't score. No runs, no hits, 2 left. We go to the 5th. Ottumwa trailing 5-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the 5th inning. Indianola 5, Ottumwa 0. Indians sent 8 men to the plate in the 4th inning, scored 4 runs to break it open, and now it'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Grimsrud, Sin, and Belt. Ethan Grimsrud, the catcher, has walked and fouled out. 0 for 1. Aaron Guest still on the mound in relief. Came on to get the final out of the 4th inning. First pitch is outside, righty to Grimsrud, 1-0. Final line on Ottumwa starter Javen Rominger. 4 2/3 innings pitched. 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 hit batters. The 1-0. Ground ball left side. Third baseman Matt Mitchell has it. Throw across to Jared Mitchell in timeout number 1. Gage Sin, the second baseman, stands in. Grounded to short his first time up. Reached on an error in the 4th inning, but was then picked off. Thanks to more of our sponsors for helping us bring you Ottumwa High baseball and softball all summer long. Bridge City Realty, Community First Credit Union, and Graphics Masters. Swing at an inside pitch and fouled off his foot, I believe. 0-1 the count to Gage Sin, and that pitch came down and in on him so far. By the time he swung the bat through the zone, it was almost vertical like a golf swing, and he fouled it off some part of his foot or leg. 0-1 to the Indians' second baseman. The pitch. Big breaking ball in there for a strike. Good curveball by Guest, 0-2. Those are always fun. You expect him to throw something hard, and you get this big looping Uncle Charlie that drops right in the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Sin will step out for a moment. The 0-2. Breaking ball, skied in the air, shallow left. Reinhardt coming in, looking for it. Can he find it? And that's another twilight ball at Legion Memorial Field, John Hart Stadium. We're at that perfectly awful time of night for the outfielders where if you hit it above the lights, it's very hard to see. And that'll be a bloop double for Sin.
Now batting, Cooper Belt.
Cooper Belt, the batter, struck out his last time up. He's also been hit by a pitch. Guest first pitch here is outside, ball 1 to the left-handed batting center fielder. But Craig, how many times have we seen a ball hit above the lights and then outfielder's got his arms out saying, no idea where it is? The 1-0 on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 8:38 right now here in Ottumwa. And even though it's cloudy and the lights have taken pretty much full effect on the field, it's not fully dark. 1-1 in the dirt, count 2-1. We had aces wild on the scoreboard again there for a moment. 2 balls and a strike. And as weird as it sounds when you say it this way, when it's fully dark, it's easier to see that ball than right now when it's not completely dark. The 2-1. Fouled back to the screen left side, 2-2. 1 on, 1 out for Indianola here in the top of the 5th. They lead 5-0. They've had at least 1 runner in scoring position in every inning, but until the 4th inning, they'd only scored an unearned run. But they broke it open with a big 2-out rally in the 4th. Breaking ball lifted to center. Shark coming on. He'll play it on a hop or a couple hops. Around third is Sin on the way home. Here's Shark's throw to the plate. The catch, the tag, the collision out at the plate. What a throw by Tanner Shark. And not only a great tag by Dalton Dowd, I think they just threw Gage Sin out of the game for running in to Dalton Dowd. Or did they throw Dowd out for taunting? I don't know. The umpire's talking to Indianola head coach John Fitzpatrick. John Yeager's talking to Dowd. I think maybe checking to see if he's okay. I think Dowd's still in the game. Saying the runner put his arm up. Yeah, there was. So, a great play by Tanner Shark. Came up throwing. Indianola took a chance sending the runner, but Shark's got a cannon. We know that. It was a little bit up the third baseline, and the collision may or may not have been avoidable because that throw took Dowd right into the path of Sin. But in the umpire's ruling, Sin raised his arm and ran into Dowd. And so not only is Sin out at the plate, score it 8-2 for the second out of the inning. But Sin is ejected from the game. Cooper Belt gets the single. He went to second on the throw home, and he's there for the pitcher Rockhold. Dowd went back to the dugout for a moment. I'm guessing some kind of equipment adjustment there after that collision.
The batter, number 7, pitcher.
So here's Rockhold. He struck out his first time up. It was his 2-out single that started the 4-run rally in the 4th inning. The pitch here, swing and a miss on the outside corner to the lefty, 0-1. I don't believe I've seen a collision at the plate in an Ottumwa game since a softball game many years ago. That pitch is down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. We were at a tournament hosted by Davenport West. Same tournament they played in, I think, last year. But this was 6-7 years ago at least, as Guest bluffs to second and sends Belt back to the bag. Matty Wiley was catching for Ottumwa, and it was extra innings. That pitch is grounded up the middle, but over to get it is Thompson, down to an E, up and throwing to first in time to end the inning, and we will finish that story in the bottom of the fifth. No runs, 2 hits, 1 great play by Tanner Shark and Dalton Dowd, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fifth, Ottumwa trailing 5-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
At Family First Chiropractic, it is our goal to get you and your family as healthy as possible and keep you healthy for the rest of your life. We deliver an elevated level of care for the entire family. We approach healthcare from a holistic view, incorporating multiple chiropractic techniques and physical therapy to ensure that our patients achieve the best results as fast as possible. We believe you deserve the best. A little preventative care now will eliminate pain management in later years. We want our kids to grow and live an active, healthy lifestyle. Get your family checked at Family First Chiropractic.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the fifth inning. Ottumwa High Baseball on KBIZ and on the live video stream. Dogs trailing 5-0. I'm going to have to get some binoculars for this season. I'm trying to eyeball who the new second baseman for Indianola is, but the numbers on the front of those jerseys are pretty small, and it's hard to see from up here. Again, Gage Sin, the starting second baseman, ejected for initiating a collision on a play at the plate. Actually, that might be Bennett Brueck at second, which means they've got a new third baseman. Yeah, so Brueck moves from third to second, and Daniel Keebler is now playing third for Indianola. So Keebler playing third and batting seventh.
Batting for the Bulldogs, number 20, Matt Mitchell.
First pitch to Matt Mitchell is in there for a strike, 0-1 from Luke Rockhold. Mitchell flew out to center his first time up. The 0-1. Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Working quickly as Rockhold. That pitch in the dirt, 2-1 to Mitchell. Two balls and a strike. The wind by Rockhold. The pitch. High fly ball left center field. Let's see if they can find it. And able to make the catch is Elcock for out number 1. Actually, that might be a different left fielder out there. The number looks different.
Batter, Javen Rominger.
First pitch to Javen Rominger is outside for ball 1. Rominger came out of the game from the mound in the 4th inning. I said he had 4 2/3 innings pitch. That's 3 2/3 innings. Swing and a miss. He's been subbed back in to take the at-bat here. Flew out to center his first time up. Count even and a ball and a strike. And again, Ace is wild on the scoreboard. Number 1 at-bat, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The 1-1 swung on and missed 1 and 2. There is activity in the Ottumwa bullpen, so Aaron Guest, I believe, is done for the night. Good job by Guest. An inning and a third of scoreless relief. The 1-2. Fouled straight back. And we stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Might be Jared Mitchell warming up, and if that's the case, Rominger would likely remain in the game and play first base while Mitchell pitches. Another 1-2 to Javen. And he lifts it to shallow left center field. and unable to get to it is Belt. That's down for a hit. Hustling for second is Rominger. He's in with a one-out double, and we're not getting no hit tonight. And Rominger just looked back to the dugout and did the crane technique from Karate Kid. I like it.
Double by Jamin. Brings up number 8, Luke.
That'll bring up Luke Reinhardt, the left fielder, who flew out his first time up. Ottumwa finally with its first hit of the night off a Rockhold. The pitch. Reinhardt takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1. Try not to get confused. Luke Rockhold is pitching for Indianola. Luke Reinhardt is hitting for Ottumwa. Now the 0-1. Outside corner breaking ball, 0-2. Runner at second, one out for Ottumwa here in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 5-0. Now the 0-2. Reinhardt swings and misses strike 3 for out number 2. Strikeout number 7 for Rockhold. Back to the top of the order, Dalton Dowd, who's grounded to second and grounded to short, 0 for 2.
Batting for the Bulldogs, number 18, Dalton Dowd.
Left-handed batting catcher Dalton Dowd. Trying to get Ottumwa on the board here. Runner at second, 2 down. Ground ball to the right side, but it's fielded by the first baseman, and he will feed Rockhold on the bag as Boyd tosses it over in time to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We played 5. Ottumwa down 5-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Get the small town charm with real world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the 6th inning. And it is indeed Jared Mitchell on to pitch for Ottumwa in relief of Aaron Guest, who again had a good first outing of the season. Mitchell, a senior, last year as a junior made 8 appearances, including 4 starts. He was 2-2 with a 5.96 ERA. Opponents only hit 168 against him, but he had 15 walks and 12 hit batters. Did have 19 strikeouts in 24 2/3 innings, so hard to hit, but wild at times. Said the same thing about Guest, and he ended up having a good outing. So Aaron Guest pitched an inning and a third. He allowed no runs, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts through 17 pitches.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs, number 15, Jared Mitchell. David Rominger playing first.
Javen Rominger does indeed go to first base.
Batting for the Indians, number 8, Parker Kennedy.
Indianola at the top of the order, and we were right. There was a different left fielder than Elcock. Parker Kennedy is at bat in Elcock's spot, and he was playing left field in the top of this inning. See if we can find last year's numbers on Kennedy. Took a strike, now a pitch low and away, and the count even at 1-1. Mitchell standing tall at the first base side of the rubber. The big right-hander is 1-1 to Kennedy. Big curveball called a strike. Big sweeping breaking ball, 1-2. 1-2 to Kennedy. Stayed a little high that time, 2-2. Kennedy is senior. Last year as a junior had just 4 at-bats and was 0 for 4. Now the 2-2 pitch. Little roller to the right side. Over to get it is Rominger. He'll underhand to Mitchell, covering in time for out number 1. That brings up Brady Blake, Indianola's star hitter, who's had a fairly quiet night. 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and scored a run in that 4-run fourth inning. Indians leading 5-0.
Now batting, Brady Blake.
Indianola 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Ottumwa no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors. First pitch from Mitchell to Blake. Way outside, ball 1. Jared's 1-0 offering. Curveball in there for a strike. Maybe a slider. That's more of a slider than a curveball. 1-1. The 1-1 offering. Fouled back 1-2. We talked in the pregame show about how Ottumwa, they feel good about the top 3 arms, Tanner Shark, Javen Rominger, Tucker Long. You're looking for other pitchers to step up and fill in the rest of that pitching staff. Jared Mitchell will get his opportunities. Pitch downstairs, and it's 2-2. He pitched well at times last year. And if he can control that big sweeping slider and throw it for strikes, he becomes a much more dangerous hurler on the mound. He's already intimidating with that big size. The 2-2. In the dirt all the way to the backstop, 3-2. The question for him will be control. As we mentioned, he struggled with it at times last year. He was hard to hit. Opponents hit under 200 against him, but can't be given a lot of free passes. 3-2 to Blake. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 6th. The payoff pitch. Ground ball left side in the hole on Aeneas Thompson. Long throw across, going to be wide of the bag. Good job by Rominger to keep that from getting away. That'll be an infield hit for Brady Blake. His first hit of the night. Thompson had to go way over in the hole and field that on a knee. Came up firing, but it was wide of the bag towards the outfield side. And again, Rominger, good job to knock that ball down. So 1 on, 1 out for Bennett Brueck, who has singled, grounded out, and singled again to drive in 2 runs. He scored a run as well. From the stretch now, Mitchell's pitch, swing and a miss, blew it right by him. 0-1. Well, when you throw a bunch of sliders to the first couple hitters, and that third hitter's thinking maybe he's going to get a slider, you throw the express right by him. 0-1. Blake edges out to a lead. He's running. The pitch popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Thompson coming in. Behind the mound, makes the catch, 2 down. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jack Strong, who has walked, doubled, and singled. He's driven in 2 runs.
Now batting number 14, Jack Strong.
Tell you what, Jared Mitchell wants to make an early statement as to how effective he's going to be this year on the mound. Going through the top of the Indianola order is a pretty tough assignment. That breaking ball outside, 1-0. This Indianola team hangs its hat on its hitting, on its on-base percentage, slugging percentage. Outside of Blake, they don't hit a ton of home runs as they did last year, but a lot of doubles, a lot of walks. The 1-0. Inside corner, strike 1-1. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Indians didn't have great pitching last year. They had good pitching, not great, so they're offense-oriented. The 1-1 to Strong, up high, 2-1. Kennedy grounded out. Blake had an infield single. Bruick popped out. Now a 2-1 to Strong. The pitch. Breaking ball dropped low. 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Runner goes. The pitch, up and away, ball 4. Second time Indianola sent a runner on a 3-1 count. I find that an interesting strategy. And now 2 on, 2 out for Andrew DeWall, who is 0 for 3, does have an RBI on a fielder's choice.
Andrew DeWall.
Mitchell from the stretch will look back at second and the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. That pitch fouled off to the screen right side, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch called, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Mitchell sets down DeWall on 3 pitches and retires the side. No runs on 1 hit, and there were 2 left to go to the bottom of the 6th. The Ottumwa down 5-0 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hey, it's Sam here, your Lisco sales rep. Summertime weather is just around the corner, so you know the drill. Construction is in full swing, and we have limited time to get your order on the list for this year. As you're prioritizing your goals for 2022, let's make you the priority. We can chat details about what would make your home or business data connection the most successful. To add or update your services, call me, Samantha Knoll, for your Lisco sales and account management. 641-209-5400, 209-5400, or visit us at lisco.com.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Indianola 5, Ottumwa 0. Some changes for the Indians here. Bennett Bruick, who started the game at third, then moved to second base when Gage Sin was ejected for his home plate collision. Bruick is now pitching. Bruick last year had 9 appearances, only 2 starts, 7 in relief. He was 4-2 with a 1.05 ERA, 26 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents hit .236 against him. Now that Bruick is pitching, Jack Strong has moved from right field to second base. Cooper Belt has moved from center field to right field. And I don't know, but I'm guessing perhaps that Rockhold, the starting pitcher, might now be in center field. Get him to turn around and see the big number on his back, I could be a little more sure. So the book is closed on Rockhold as the starting pitcher. He threw 5 innings, 71 pitches. Allowed no runs on 1 hit. Walked 1, hit a batter.
Number 2, Tanner Sharp.
Rockhold struck out 7. Shark, Thompson, and Mitchell due up for Ottumwa here in the bottom of the 6th. Shark shows bunt, pulled the bat back, the pitch missed. 1-0. Now the 1-0 offering to Tanner. Bunts it, but popped it foul back to the screen, 1-1. Just speculating here, but I wonder if Tanner feels a little more free to bunt now that Ottumwa has a hit on the board. It's kind of an unwritten rule in baseball that if you're getting no hit and it's late, you shouldn't try to lay a bunt down. Many years ago, maybe 25, 30 years ago, there was almost a fight in a Padres game because a Padres player laid down a bunt to break up a no-hitter. Pitch in the dirt to Shark, 2-1. But Ottumwa's got that hit on the board. So Tanner tried to get one down. He could try again. Third baseman's only even with the bag. He does show bunt, but the pitch came way inside, and Tanner just did a Houdini to get out of the way of that one. 3-1. Daniel Keebler still in the game at third base. Now the 3-1. Swing and a foul straight back. Tanner wants that one back. He had it timed. He just missed it. 3-2. Three balls, two strikes. The payoff to Shark. Down and in ball four, and Tanner draws a leadoff walk. Second walk Ottumwa's drawn tonight. That brings up Carter Thompson. He has the other one. He has yet to put the ball in play. Carter struck out in the first and walked and stole a base in the fourth. Ottumwa down 5-0, getting late here, bottom of the sixth inning. Just past 9 o'clock on 1240 AM, 102.7 FM, KBIZ Ottumwa. Pitch up and away to Thompson, ball one from Brueck. Caden Boyd, the first baseman, holding Shark on. He's got a pretty decent lead. Don't know how aggressive Ottumwa will be down 5 runs. The 1-0. Breaking ball inside corner, called a strike, 1-1. Brueck comes set. Thompson awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball back to the mound. Brueck has it, throws it wildly. They missed the out at second. They do get the out at first. So Brueck's throw to second was well to the first base side. The shortstop, Brady Blake, came off the bag, caught the throw, had no chance to go back and get Shark, but he did throw to first to get Thompson. So it's your standard 1-6-3 putout. Runner at second, one down for Jared Mitchell.
Now batting the pitcher, Jared Mitchell.
Usually you see that if a ball deflects off a pitcher, not if he catches it and makes a conscious throw. Mitchell, ground ball left side. That's going to be knocked down on a backhand by Blake. And Shark takes third. He waited to see the play, and then when Blake dove deep in the hole to knock that down, and the third baseman Keebler came off the bag, Shark took off for third. Blake tried to get up and saw him, but bobbled as he got up. So runners at the corners. It's an infield hit for Mitchell.
Second baseman, number 22.
And we'll get a courtesy runner for Mitchell here, as he's now the pitcher, of course. And that'll be Luke Gravy. So Gravy running at first.
Gravy, courtesy running for the pitcher, Jared Mitchell.
And the batter, Tucker Long, who has struck out twice, although once on one of those he reached on a passed ball. Runners at the corners and one down. Ottumwa trying to get on the board here. And by the way, that hit by Mitchell allows Ottumwa to avoid something I really wanted to avoid tonight. We'll get into that in a moment. First pitch. It's a strike. Runner goes. Throw to second. They didn't cover the bag in time, and safe at second is Gravy. Last time Ottumwa had runners on the corners and they sent the runner, Indianola didn't throw through. This time, the catcher Grimser did throw through. The second baseman, Jack Strong, who just moved to second base, was very late in going to cover the bag. If he's there, they might have gotten Gravy, but instead Luke gets a stolen base. Now second and third. And the pitch. It's called a strike. Long showed bunt for a moment there. The count is 0-2. That first pitch was a strike, which we kind of lost in all the excitement of the stolen base. Now the 0-2. Poked foul off to the left as Long just does stay alive. Tucker trying to avoid a 3-strikeout night on opening night. Infield back except for Keebler at third, who's even with the bag. Ottumwa had second and third. Nobody out 2 innings ago couldn't score. Second and third, one out here. Just put the ball in play. The pitch. Inside with a fastball. 1-2. That's a tough take, but again, Tucker Long, great eye at the plate. Drew a ton of walks last year and laid off a tough pitch there, 1-2. Shark at third, Gravy at second. The 1-2 from Brueck. Breaking ball lifted in the air down the left field line, foul. That's going to be out of everybody's reach. Over towards the Indianola bullpen where there is some activity. And the count remains 1-2 to Long. There's a right-hander throwing in the Indianola pen. Still 1-2 to Tucker Long. Throws right, but bats left. Brueck's pitch. Fouled off again. And we stay at 1-2. Second and third, one out. The pitch. Line foul off to the left into the parking lot. That hit somebody's vehicle, not mine. Tucker Long putting up a good battle here, still down in the count 1-2 against the right-handed reliever, Bennett Brueck. He comes set. The pitch. In the dirt, got away from the catcher, coming home and scoring ahead of the tag is Shark, and Ottumwa's on the board at 5-1. Down at third goes Gravy. The ball only got about 20 feet behind the plate. Grimsrud went and got it. Brueck covered home, but Shark slid in ahead of the tag. And Ottumwa will not be shut out tonight. 2-2. The thing I mentioned a little while ago, but something I wanted Ottumwa to avoid tonight. When we lost Indianola in the sub-state playoffs to end last season, we only had one hit. Until the single by Mitchell, we only had one hit tonight, but now we've got two. And Long lines it foul off to the left again. Still late, but he's battling and he's timing it a little better. I think he's hoping for a breaking ball in the zone that he can get a piece of. These fastballs, he just keeps fouling off. Still 2-2 to Tucker. Runner at third and one down. The pitch. Way outside. 3-2. We've already had 10 pitches in this at-bat. Long has fouled off 5 of them with 2 strikes. 3-2 to the freshman. Gravy at third, one down, a run home. The pitch. Breaking ball rolled to third. Keebler has it, only play to first. It's in time, but the run scores, and it's 5-2. So Tucker Long didn't get a hit out of it, but he did get an RBI after an 11-pitch at-bat. And the Bulldogs have plated 2 here in the 6th inning. 2 out, nobody on. And Tucker Long gets the first Ottumwa RBI of the season. Here's Braylon Griffiths, who has struck out looking twice. Both of those were against the starter, Rockhold. First pitch, way outside, all the way to the backstop, 1-0. Well, it's almost still down 5-2, but they've at least started to climb the mountain to come back. Griffiths tried to check his swing, but went around, and he's down on the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pardon me, 1-1. 1-1. There's a ground ball and a nice play to his left by the pitcher, Brueck. It was tailing away from him. He'll underhand to first. And the inning is over. But Ottumwa does get 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left to go to the 7th. Bulldogs down 5-2 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Top of the 7th inning, Jared Mitchell back out on the mound for Ottumwa, pitched around a couple of base runners in his first inning of work. Ottumwa still trailing Indianola 5-2, but they got on board with 2 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And now Mitchell's job is to hold Indianola right where they are and give the offense the best possible chance to come back in the bottom of the 7th before we're done for the night. Grimsrud, Keebler, and Belt, 6, 7, and 8 due up in the order for the Indians. Indianola 5 runs, 8 hits, and an error. Ottumwa 2 runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors. We're back on the air Friday night, right back here at Legion Memorial Field, John Hart Stadium. Ottumwa will face Southeast Polk in a doubleheader. But we're not done yet tonight. First pitch to Grimsrud from Mitchell. Ground ball to the right side, right to Tucker Long. Throw to first in time, and there's 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's exactly what Jared Mitchell wanted. Grimsrud now 0 for 3 with a walk. Here is Daniel Keebler. This will be his first at-bat of the night. Remember, he came on defensively in the bottom of the 5th inning after, in the top of the 5th inning, Gage Sin was ejected for initiating a collision at the plate. Pitch is upstairs to Keebler, ball 1. Keebler's a senior. Last year as a junior, 27 at-bats, hit .222, drove in 5, the 1-0. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. The next offering from Jared. Up and in, 3-0. Thought for a moment there was activity in the Ottumwa bullpen, but there's just some kids down there playing catch. That pitch outside, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk. Second walk issued by Mitchell tonight. So 1 on, 1 out for Cooper Belt, who started the game in center field but is now playing right field.
Batting for Indianola, number 1, Cooper Belt.
Jared's pitch, fouled off, back to the screen, off the hands of Belt, 0-1. Belt has been hit by a pitch, he's struck out, and he's singled. Indianola got a run in the first. They tacked on 4 runs in the 4th. Ottumwa got 2 back in the 6th. 1 on, 1 out for the Indians here in the 7th. Pitch on the inside corner, and it's 0-2 to Cooper Belt. Keebler down at first, being held on by Rominger. The 0-2. Swinging a foul off towards the Indianola dugout as Belt stays alive. Still 0-2 to Belt. Mitchell from the stretch. The big right-hander's pitch. Breaking ball swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the slider for out number 2. Second strikeout for Jared Mitchell, brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. Now the number 9 hitter, Luke Rockholt, the starting pitcher, moved to center field after being removed from the mound. Rockholt tonight has struck out, singled, and grounded out. First pitch, ground ball up the middle. Over to get it is Thompson. He'll step on the bag at second, and retired the side. No runs, no hits, a walk and a man left. Last chance for Ottumwa, 3 to tie, 4 to win. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Dogs down 5-2 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, last chance for Ottumwa, trailing Indianola 5-2. The Indians go back to the bullpen. And they will call on Caden Ritchie, who was their closer last year as a sophomore. 12 appearances, all in relief, 5 saves, no record. And a 1.62 ERA. Opponents only hit 144 against him. 36 strikeouts in 26 innings pitched for Caden Ritchie. So he is on to try to get his first save of this season. Bennett Bruick threw an inning for the Indians, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit, no walks or strikeouts. And he's gone back to second base. Jack Strong has gone back to right field. And I think that's still Rockhold in center field. Now Cooper Belt's in left field, so Parker Kennedy has come out of the game.
Now batting, number 20, Matt Mitchell.
Bottom of the order for Ottumwa. Let's see if they can get something started here. Matt Mitchell will lead it off. First pitch, big breaking ball missed down low, 1-0. Mitchell has flied out to center and flied out to left, 0 for 2. Indianola 5 runs, 8 hits and an error. Ottumwa 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors. The 1-0. Low and away, 2-0. Ritchie in his windup turns his whole upper body away from home plate and then wraps back around as Mitchell swings at this one, fouls it back 2-1. I'm guessing he can't do that if Ottumwa gets a runner on base, unless he wants to give up stolen bases all day. 2 balls and a strike. The next offering. And that came inside and hit him. Well, there's a start. Matt Mitchell hit by a pitch. And that'll bring up Javen Rominger, now playing first base after being the starting pitcher. Javen 1 for 2 with a double tonight. And I think John Yeager wants to make a change on the base pads here. Indeed, he's going to a pinch runner, and that will be Kobe Chantalavan.
Kobe Chantalavan will be the pinch runner.
So Chantalavan, the runner at first. Runner at first and nobody out. And the pitch to Rominger in the dirt, ball 1.
David Rominger is batter for the Bulldogs.
Chantalavan adding varsity baseball to his list of athletic accomplishments this year. Had a big season for the football team in the fall. Had a big season as a wrestler in the winter. That pitch low and away. And it's 2-0. Ritchie was a lights-out closer last year, but he's been a little wild so far, and there's a pitch fouled off to the right out of play. 2-1 to Rominger. A hit batter. Now Rominger still ahead in the count. And it's worth noting that if Ottumwa gets one more base runner, the tying run comes to the plate. Those 2 runs in the 6th inning have given Ottumwa at least a glimmer of hope in the 7th. That pitch in the dirt, and Chantalavon might be hung out to dry. Throw back to first, though, not in time, and it ricochets back towards the pitcher's mound. Chantalavon was halfway to second. Grimsrud pumped to second. Kobe hustled back to first and beat the wrap. 3-1 to Rominger, and he's a pretty good hitter, but I don't know if you don't give him the take sign here. As ball 4 gets that tying run to the plate right now, and Ritchie having trouble finding the plate. Runner goes, pitch is a strike. The throw down to second, not in time. It gets into center. Kobe takes off for third. The throw coming to third, not in time there. So Chantalavon steals second and then goes to third on the throwing error by the catcher Grimsrud. Second error of the night on the Indians. Count is 3-2 on Rominger. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And boy, Javen kicking himself. That pitch looked like it might be a strike out of the hand, but then it dipped low and away out of the zone. And that's a big first out for Caden Ritchie. That'll bring up Luke Reinhardt. He's flied to left and struck out 0 for 2. Top of the order, Dalton Dowd is on deck. Breaking ball dipped low, 1-0. Yeah, don't swing at that pitch. At least so far, Caden Ritchie's not been able to throw that big sweeping breaking ball for a strike. 1-0 to Reinhardt. The next offering. Up high with a fastball, 2-0. Hitters count for Reinhardt, but this might be a take sign right here. The 2-0. Up and away, 3-0. No way he's swinging now. Runner at third, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Ottumwa down 3. The 3-0. That's a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Reinhardt taking all the way, and honestly, either I'd give him the take sign again, or I tell him you only swing at a fastball here. If it's anything else, let it go. The 3-1. Called a strike at the knees, 3-2. Reinhardt thought he'd drawn ball 4. And now it gets tough because that big sweeping breaking ball can look like a strike for a long while before it gets to the plate. 3-2. The payoff. Driven to left center field. Belt on the run. He'll make the catch. Chantalavon was not tagging. He gets back to third. That's not a big deal, really. Ottumwa needs base runners. A sac fly makes the score look nicer if Chantalavon tags up, but it's not a huge deal there. Boy, Reinhardt, that ball hung up just a little bit too long. I thought for a moment he'd put one in the gap, but 2 down for Dalton Dowd, and now Dowd must get on base. Tanner Shark, the tying run on deck. Coach Yeager was telling Chantalavon, hey, you should tag up on that. Breaking ball low and away to the left-handed hitting Dowd, ball 1. The next offering from Ritchie. Outside again, 2-0. Caden Ritchie's fallen behind every batter in this inning. He hit Mitchell. He ended up striking out Rominger. Reinhardt put a charge into one but was retired. Ground ball right side, knocked down by Bruick, picks it up, throw to first in time, and that's the ball game. Well, Ottumwa put up a fight in the last 2 innings, but they fall to Indianola in the season opener by a final of 5-2. We'll take 3 minutes, come back and wrap it up on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hey, nice job clearing the clog.
Thanks.
You know anybody who could repair the water damage in my basement?
Roto-Rooter does that.
Do you guys fix water heaters?
Roto-Rooter does that.
How about a leaky faucet?
We do that.
Disposal repair?
We do that.
I've got to run a few errands, but if you could finish up those pies, that'd be great. Thanks.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Pies. Okay.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent: our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
Wondering what to have for lunch or supper? Stop in and see Mike and his team at Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse. Whether you want amazing Greek food, pasta, salads, sandwiches, fish, chicken, steak, or the best pizza in town, they have what you want. They are always open for carryout, and their full menu is available at mikespizzasteakhouse.com. Thank you, Southern Iowa, for making Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse your favorite restaurant and your favorite pizza place. Proud to support the Ottumwa Bulldogs.
Birthdays, ladies' night out, bachelor or bachelorette party, sports team, no matter what your special event or sport, at Graphics Masters, we can make you stand out. We offer custom apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, and more. We even make custom signage for your event. It's all here under one roof. We even offer auto detailing as well. Like Graphics Masters on Facebook to see some of our quality work, or stop into the shop located on Albee Road across from the BP. Graphics Masters, we print your words.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching live coverage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
And welcome back one final time tonight to John Hart Stadium, Legion Memorial Field, where your Ottumwa baseball team tried to battle back late but dropped their season opener to Indianola by a final of 5-2. The winning pitcher for the Indians, Luke Rockhold, he's 1-0. The losing pitcher for Ottumwa, Javen Rominger, 0-1. The save, Caden Ritchie, his first. The ball game took 2 hours and 21 minutes to complete. Our next broadcast of Ottumwa High Athletics, Friday night, Bulldog baseball back here at home, a doubleheader against Southeast Polk, scheduled for a 5:30 first pitch. Will be on the air right around 5:15 on 1240 AM, 102.7 FM KBIZ, and on the live video stream on the Ottumwa Radio Group Facebook page. I want to thank all of our sponsors one more time: Bridge City Realty, Community First Credit Union, Graphics Masters, William Penn University, Sonic Drive-In, Citizens Mutual, Meridian Credit Union, Family First Chiropractic, Lisco, Mercy One Ottumwa, Mike's Pizza, Roto-Rooter, and Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance. A big thank you to Bulldog head coach John Yeager for helping us prepare for the broadcast tonight. And a big thank you to my producers, Annie Argo, the on-site video producer, and Kyle Smith, the radio producers back at the KBIZ studios. Finally, I'd like to thank you, the fans, for tuning in tonight, because without your support of these broadcasts and of Ottumwa High Athletics, none of this would be possible. So thank you for tuning in to Bulldog Baseball on 1240 AM, 102.7 FM KBIZ, and on the live video stream on the Ottumwa Radio Group Facebook page. My name's Jason Van Arkel. I'll talk to you Friday night when the Bulldog baseball team hosts a doubleheader against Southeast Polk. Until then, good night, everybody.